My name's Jeff Jordan. I'm president and CEO of OpenTable. OpenTable is a 12-year-old company that is trying to change the way people make restaurant reservations. Over 200 million diners have been seated through online reservations at restaurants, and all enabled by OpenTable. I do think Silicon Valley is an innovation engine for the U.S., and I actually think it's one of the answers for job creation in the United States. Silicon Valley companies create new businesses that create new jobs. Some of the leading venture capital firms can tell you how many jobs their companies have created, and it's a pretty stunning amount. If you take the example of eBay, I joined eBay when there were about 300 employees there. When I left, there were about 13,000 8 years later. I think the world has gotten a whole lot more competitive. Tom Freeman coined the phrase, "the world is flat." What we find now is that innovation can happen anywhere, and innovators can live anywhere or come from anywhere. So it really is a different world, and I think it's a bit of a wake-up call to the United States that if we want to stay at the forefront of innovation, we're going to have to innovate in things like education, things like immigration policy, to help us keep our competitive edge. Our company invented a whole new business model that enables diners to make online restaurant reservations and restaurants to manage their operations more efficiently. Probably the most strategic initiative we launched last year is something we called OpenTable Connect. Historically, we've had an electronic reservation book product that's a client piece of hardware that sits in the restaurant with our enterprise software that the restaurant uses to manage all their reservations, all of their tables, all of their guest information. Connect, on the other hand, is a product in the cloud that only does one function. It enables restaurants to access our diner network. As a result, it's much easier to roll out, it's much faster to roll out, it's got a completely different pricing structure. And we think that is an important way to both expand our addressable market of restaurants, as well as defend against potential other concepts who would love to do our business instead of us. Over the last 3 to 5 years, we've been entering select new markets for our product. We've entered the UK, Germany, and Japan, and they're our focus markets for international expansion. And in each market, we're finding a very different competitive set and local companies that are innovating, trying to solve the same problems that we're trying to solve. It's again, incumbent upon us to innovate to succeed in each of those markets. At the heart of all Silicon Valley companies is innovation. The biggest challenge is getting great people to innovate, particularly great engineers to innovate. And I think, from the long-term competitive stance of our country, we have to improve education. We have to have more engineers. We have to have better quality engineers coming out of our schools. Second is we have to fix immigration policy. It is bordering on criminal that there are really talented engineers coming from other countries who want to come to our country and innovate and help create jobs, and we are keeping them out. I think one of the reasons investors are attracted to OpenTable is because we have a track record of innovation. We're building a company that's highly disruptive of the ways things historically have been done, and we have regularly been producing innovations that have helped the company grow, and I think that is part of our, if you want to call it, franchise with investors, and part of what has driven interest in our stock. I mean, it's all about the core of the company. We have to innovate to grow.